Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Happy July 1st. New month, new beginnings. I know it's kind of an arbitrary date, really, but you know what? It signifies a passage of time in the human world. So I think it's always good to acknowledge these passages of time as we know it. So, hi, I'm Holly, psychic medium. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the channel. The the energy today. I'm sorry. So, come on, voice. That just happens sometimes. All right, so not going to worry about it. So, the I know I should start over, but I'm not going to. All right. So anyway, two things. Of course, the mug of the day, full of yummy coffee, is, and my first cup, by the way, even though I've been up for a while and taking care of cats and doing all kinds of stuff. It's be grateful. This, I had to kind of go on a hunt for, dig out in the back of the cabinet, and it's not a big cabinet, so it didn't take long, but that sounds dramatic, you know. So a lot more dramatic than it was. But yeah, I knew what I wanted. And I think that's also going to be a key phrase for the next little bit here. Upward of, I think July and August are going to have their own specific vibe and energy around them. And when we start from a place of gratitude, then everything else will fall into place very easily, and you don't fall into that victim mentality. So this is all going to be really, really important. And this is, I always ask for the message for the collective, and here it is. Come from a place of groundedness, gratitude, and you're going to see this play out. I pulled a couple of cards in advance, and everything started to line up with this message. When you start with gratitude, you remember who you are, you stay true to yourself, true to your message. You'll be okay. There may be some upheavals over the next month or so, more so July than August. July is when you're like, what? And you kind of have to put it, shift your focus a little bit. But as long as you are true to yourself, you are true to who you are, what you stand for, what you know, then you're going to be fine. You will be fine because you are being supported. You are being divinely supported. So let's get into some of these cards. I started with Spirit Messages Oracle cards, and they just have the messages straight out on them. And I like to use these every now and then as a point of reference, okay? So the first one, here it is up close, in case you want to see it. And it says, don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow most. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. That part. Be very proud of your journey, who you are, where you've come from. You don't have to hide, negate, or neglect any part of you or your story because it's made you who you are. I pulled 3 of these. Okay, here's the second one. Don't allow anyone to abuse your power or take it away from you. Remember, you will be treated how you allow others to treat you. This has come up before in readings. Show them that you value yourself far too much to settle for anything less than you deserve. So don't take second seat. Don't take, or what is that phrase? You're not the second fiddle, okay? You're first string. All right, and the third one. And I have no idea where this is coming from. I think it's part of the energy that's coming in. So if it resonates, it resonates. This is a general reading, and we're just getting started. Never allow yourself to be taken for granted. It is better to remove yourself from the situation than to be treated less than you deserve. You are precious. You are worthy. So, again, I don't know what this is where this is coming from or where it's going, but just hang on, hold tight, know your worth, know your value, and all things will follow from that. Be grateful for your story and for your life story because it's uniquely yours. Even with where you are, and if you're not thrilled about where you are right now, understand the strength it took for you to get where you are right now. Okay? All right. And then what did I use next? I used, only 2 came out for this one. It's the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. She has such beautiful cards. Okay, this one came out and immediately I got this wave of, aha, yeah, there we go. So these 2 cards feel really good, and I think they are the reminders. The first card is Loving Woman. Remember how loving you are. Remember how much you have to offer. And you take so, or you ask. You don't even take. You ask for so little in return. Remember who you are. Remember your value. And man or woman, it doesn't matter. Whatever gender, however you identify, it doesn't matter. It's about the energy of the card. But this is a more receptive, gentle, nurturing energy. She's not out to, she's not going to try to win a race because she's settled with where she is, who she is, and what she knows. That cute little baby, looks like a little husky or something, all curled up taking a nap. And what I'm hearing about that is that when it's the right time, you will know what to do. And then you have your higher self. Oh, with the heart with wings coming out of the chest. So, again, know who you are. Call on your higher self. Call on your higher self and ask for help to understand what to do, what to say, where to go, and bring the people to you that have your best interests at heart and remove those who don't. That's a good thing to always remember to say. And call to your spirit guides and remind them that you want help with all your words, actions, and deeds, but also to remove those who are not part of your highest good. And sometimes that, again, those negative people may come through just because it's part of a learning experience for you, and then they will drift off once the lesson is learned. But just remember, you don't have to accept anything that isn't in your best interest. Know your value, know your worth, okay? And you're not in competition with anyone. I feel like I need to say that. Ooh, these are kind of heavy messages for July 1st, but here we go. All right, and then for the last deck, before we get into some tarot, Angels and Auras Oracle. Okay. This is what came out. And this is just, I really enjoy this deck so much. What came out, Archangel Chamuel, and they're attributing a light green color with this. Happiness, vibrancy, energy, and hope. And look at the little kids. There's nothing more hopeful than a little kid. They hopefully have their whole lives ahead of them to make choices, to explore the world, explore their own heart, mind, spirit. They are just beginning this school, and that's what this world is. It's a school. So call on Shemuel to help you to regain and remember your innocence, your vitality. And this feels like a card of heart healing, okay? So once you do that, heal your heart and have gratitude. Oh, and look, the inside of my mug is light green. Huh. What do you know? You don't have to do this alone. Call on Archangel Chamuel. And then the other one, back to back, that came out was Archangel Uriel. And the color gold is attributed here. Uriel always feels older, wiser, strong, whereas Shemuel feels like a sense of peace and that youthful vitality, a remembrance of who you are and all the things you held dear when you were a little kid. Think about some of those goals when you were a little kid and what made you come alive when you thought about them. Uriel reminds me of someone who would be the grandparent, the beloved, not the bad one, the good one, in case that is part of anybody's story. I don't want to trigger anyone. But the stereotypical great, not great as an age, but the wonderful grandparent who is full of stories and wisdom and all of those things. And it may have nothing to do with what Archangel Uriel is known for, but that's what I'm picking up right now. So it's like we're at the beginning, yet simultaneously at the end of a story, and you get to dictate what happens in between. Well, my word, Matilda, did you drink too fast? I'm sure you all heard that. She's fine. She's sitting under my chair right now. I don't think you guys have seen her. She is massive, and she eats and drinks way too fast, and then she kind of coughs up a little bit of water, but she didn't this time. This time it was just her old lady noise. She's a senior too. She's at the end of her journey of, not the end of her journey. That sounds bad, but you know what I mean. She's definitely a senior in the house, but she's quite happy and she's hanging out for the reading. All right, the last two for this. This one I feel like is the bridge that connects these two archangels, okay? Oh, I guess I need to cover that up. Peace. So this card is peace. Connected, journey, balanced, and clearing. So peace is the builds the bridge between Shemuel and Uriel. Peace and gratitude very often feel like they coexist simultaneously for me. This one, I'll just show you. One, it's a unicorn. How cool. Pretty colors. Great. Fantastic. But it's called Reality Check. And it's from the same deck, the Angels and Auras. So while you are in this process, this is the meat. This is the meat and potatoes of July. Once we move into August, this pony with its horn, a unicorn, this is going to be the gallop in August. It's going to start galloping. July, I feel like, is when we are in assessment mode. Okay? So this month is all about assessing where you are, what do you want, what are you receiving, what are you willing to accept, what are you willing to give? Yeah, that's it. Simplest way to put it. This month is going to be a month of assessment, reality checks. What do you really want? What do you need? Where are you going? What is going on? What do you stand for? That's going to be another one. And that's wrapped up in this. Okay. All right. So, let me get a drink of coffee. Hold on. All right. I feel like we're also getting ready to come to an end of a cycle with all these people who are trying to usurp other people's energy. This whole, for a while now, there's been this negative need for people to work in groups to just be mean, I'm not even going to give it the energy to explain or to talk about it, but And I've been hearing about it from other people. Things have happened to them, things that have happened to me. And that's getting ready to all come out and be exposed. And I think and they're different groups. I'm talking about different groups of people. This isn't just all one individual. It's never one individual. It's always a group of people, but it's different groups. And I feel like those curtains are about to get ripped wide open, and people are going to see in, and there's going to be some accounting. So take the high road, do what you know is the right thing to do. Secrets are going to be revealed, and that's going to be part of what shapes what you choose to do in the month of July. And it's also going to be a reminder for you, and this is the best part of all, you all, this is the best part. It's going to be a reminder for everyone of just how important and special you are as an energetic being, and everything you do, everything you stand for, everything you believe, all the hard work that you've put into taking the high road, trying to be nice to everyone, trying to be a good person, trying to give people the best possible, almost to the point of making excuses for them. No, that's coming to an end. People are going to have to, that old phrase, reap what they sow. And I know that sounds very harsh, but it really isn't. It's necessary for people to stand in their own authenticity and authority. And I am so grateful for this collective. Thank you so much. I know some of you are going through some really hard times, and I appreciate that you take the time to be here. Thank you so much. We're not finished, by the way. Those are not my closing statements. All right, let's get into some tarot and just look at some, that's kind of an overview of this month and kind of moving into August, but we'll get more into August when we get closer to it. Let's get some messages for, let's say, today and tomorrow, maybe moving in through, I feel like Wednesday. So these are going to be, so all the rest of that was like the energetic vibe and stuff that's coming on a grander scale. But this is going to be, I'm going to use the unfolding path, and we are going to look at what are the dominant energies and potential situations coming in for not everybody, because it is a general reading, but what is the dominant energy for the collective for the next like 2 to 3 days. Let's say today through Wednesday, and it's Monday. Today through Wednesday. What was this one on top that kept pulling me toward? Strength. So again, someone is finding their strength. We're going to leave this out. It says leave it out. That's important. Yeah, I keep hearing over and over again. I usually don't work with astrology because I just don't feel like I know enough about it. But I keep getting the astrological sign is important here. And it's, I know, well, you've got the lion, so Leo, and I guess any other, let's see, what is Leo? Is Leo a fire sign? I think it might be. See, I don't know that much about astrology, but I'm sure there's someone out there who can. What are the other signs attributed to the strength card in astrology for tarot? Thank you. Appreciate your help. But I do feel like it's predominantly a Leo energy, and that could be sun, moon, any of those. I don't know a lot beyond that, but usually for me it's sun, moon, sun sign, moon sign. I just recently, within the last year, became familiar of one's south node and north node and the importance of that. So it could also be that if you're moving into your north node, which is, as I understand it, that has nothing to do with the actual birth sign necessarily, but has to do with your personal placement in your chart about, so this could be a north node thing too. Someone moving into their Leo energy, strength, authority. the North Node is where you are moving in your life. And that's why for me, like mine is, I'm moving from, I was just asking Spirit if it's okay for me to talk about that. And it is, because it's a good example. So my South Node was in Scorpio, my North Node is in Taurus. And so that's why over the years, as I've learned to settle in, I am moving from that energy into the other energy. So I'm moving from, and those are not they have nothing to do, they're not my sun or my moon sign, and they're not even in my chart much other than the South and North Node. So it's, boy, that was a lot. So I guess that means something for someone, because normally that just doesn't even come up at all. All right, so what is the message? Let's get back to this. What is the dominant message for the collective with the Strength card as the base of it? And that infinity sign above the lion's head is really jumping out this time. So, what? Okay. So we've got, which order? They came out like that, so like this. All right, I was about to put them in the wrong order. All right. Oh, and on the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Cups with the heart, the lotus, and the Dove of Peace. That just doesn't get more perfect. All right, well, that we don't know. It's on the bottom that we need to look at right now. Movement. Someone is guiding their boat. I just heard someone is guiding their boat home. So maybe someone's been on a long trip, but it's, all right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards came out. More change coming. Change, more, and more change. Okay. All right, so we started with strength, infinity. The strength of, the internal strength someone possesses is never ending, and that's just the reality. And that goes back to the whole vibe of July anyway. Finding your inner strength, finding your inner passion, finding all that you connect with in the immediate, though, over the next few days, or just the majority of this week. The next card is the Fool. This is one of my favorite Fool cards. I think I've said that before. Just this sweet child with butterflies and flowers and balloons, excited about the next stage and the next part of the journey. This feels like a child's birthday party almost, and it's getting ready to embark on, and it's almost like I can hear a little 6-year-old girl say, I'm 6 now, I'm almost grown. Kids are cute. Kids do that kind of stuff, and it's so cute. And in spirit, that's how they see us. I mean, some of us are pushing the upside of we're getting awfully close to 60, and we think, oh, wow, I'm an old woman now, or I'm an old man now. And yet spirit looks at us and thinks, that's the blink of an eye. And we have learned a lot, hopefully. But just like this little girl, she's getting ready to move into the next chapter of her celebration. And what I'm also hearing is that it's never too late, and you're never too old to stop learning, evolving, becoming, emotionally, intellectually, whatever way. Hey, Maggie, I see you over there. All right. Okay. And I look at this and I keep hearing it's like the dichotomy between the power and the strength of that lion and the ethereal paper-like wings of a butterfly. But those are blue, but the monarch makes a trip. It's a multi-generational trip. Butterflies are not as delicate as people think. They are, yet they are incredibly strong. Guess she was still thirsty. All right, and then we have the page, and all this is going to come together. The Page of Wands. Again, starting, it feels like the beginning. So just like with the, I'm sorry, my nose is itching. Oh. So just like, this is interesting. Okay, let me just show you these really quickly. All right, so you have the Page of Wands, fiery energy, and at the beginning of it, and it could mean age, but this could also just mean the beginning of a new passionate journey or fiery journey. But then you have the Empress. The Empress is, it's a mothering energy, it's a nurturing energy, but it's like Gaia. It is like the Earth Mother. It is powerful, it is strong, and it's that Strength card embodied. It's the continuation of a species, even, that is a new way to interpret that, but that's what's coming up. And then we end with the Three of Coins. And look at all those bees. Ooh, and I'm still looking at the bee tarot. That's going to be coming soon. Maybe that'll be my gift to myself for July. And apple trees. Oh, apples are so yummy. But look at this. And that was my own little aside. But the Three of Coins. The work is getting ready to happen, and you're getting ready to put in the work together. So this is a coming together. This is a coming together of like minds for a common goal. It's okay, so Spirit, help me out here, because there's a mixture of things happening here. Just condense it down into a phrase or sayings to give to the collective, because this is for this week in particular. Help me to understand what to say. Someone is coming to grips in terms with something very close to their heart and very personal. So it's blending the old and the new. Someone is blending the old and the new. Someone is letting go of something they've held on to with like an iron fist. And they're starting to realize that what is coming, I keep seeing these butterflies in my head, has that light, ethereal nature, but yet carries so much more strength than anyone could ever know. And right in the middle of the Strength and the Fool card and the Empress and the Three of Coins card, right in the middle, you have this Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is like, So there's an idea brewing. And it's just at the real formation of its beginning. I feel like we need some clarifiers here. Okay. I've got several tarot and Lenormand and Kipper decks out here, but they're saying, okay. I had it. I thought there was another one. They're saying use this one, and this is the Weispel Wild Reflections Tarot, okay? So this is going to be our clarifier, because it still feels a little ambiguous on which side of this, because there's more than one person involved in this. There's more than one person involved, and I actually heard the word in this transaction. So this could be business related for some of you. It could be, someone feels like they're juggling. The King of Swords. Someone is completely in a headspace and feels like they're juggling. Like they're trying to balance on a mountain, shoot an arrow, and they've got their trusty raptor there ready to swoop in. So someone is juggling. And it feels like people and situations. And they're not talking about it. All right. This came up the other day. I don't remember which day, but the other day. the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is getting ready to march off the top of the mountain with her nurturing. I love that card so much. Water buffalo. Bovine, yeah, but they're water buffalo. So they're actually from a different region. That's an Asiatic animal. She holds no fear. She holds no fear of what's behind her, even though if a stampede started, it would be kind of ugly. She has no fear of it because she knows she is in control of her past, and she is moving forward with confidence. Four of Cups. This one kind of wanted to come out, kind of didn't. Someone is ignoring what's being offered to them. Because it's not what they want. They think it's what they want, but it isn't what they want. I'm sorry, I'm trying to, I feel like there's like multiple stories or multiple readings going on here. And it said just open it up to the middle. Take those two, and this one, and this one, and this one. Well, my word. Okay. All right. Thank you, Spirit. You never let me down. But boy, this is going to be a long one. Okay. So with that top reading and the clarifiers, the ones on the bottom that are clarifying, it feels like we've got the top cards from the unfolding path tarot with the Strength, the Fool, the Page of Wands, the Empress, and the Three of Coins. I feel like that's the beginning of the story where there's still all this flux and uncertainty and stuff in the air and we don't know what's going on and blah, 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 blah. But there is this common ground from which this apple tree, this tree of knowledge is springing forth. And then we have the Wild Reflections Tarot on the bottom. That's when we get to the undercurrent underneath. You got someone incredibly strong. And I think their strength has been underestimated. We've got someone who feels like a different person. Don't look at the genders on this. Doesn't matter. It's about the energy of the card. Someone else who is in reflection mode, questioning choices they've made, but yet not looking up to see what's right there and being offered, because I really don't think it's what they want. I feel like this is someone who's like, yeah. They're not ready to leave this place yet. But they will be soon, because there's going to be movement. And whether it's this person coming down with all that strength and those water buffalo behind them, or this person who doesn't know what they want, movement is happening fast. And this is a motorcycle. But this isn't the Chariot, okay? This is the Knight of Swords. And for swords, they've got arrows instead of swords. This is moving quickly. This is happening fast. However, it almost feels like whereas this person is walking toward something, this one is turning a head away from something. This one, I feel like could be either way. This person could be riding very quickly toward a situation or running away. There's a choice to be made, and a choice that's happening soon. And I feel like it's an internal one, so it may not be one that everybody's made aware of quite yet. But first week of July, that would make sense. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So you have all these goldfish. I think they're also known as koi. I think that's what they are. That's what they look like right now to me. Oh, pearls are so beautiful and wonderful. It's a shame. There's a certain amount of guilt that I hold with them, though, because it's unpleasant for the mollusk to create it because it's an irritant, and most of them are an irritant is put in the mollusk to create the nacre and start the process of creating the shell or the pearl. But they are it is truly miraculous. Oh, and I'm seeing that first card about difficulties help us to grow. Well, from pain and suffering comes a pearl. I think that's pretty symbolic. And because it's the Ace of Cups, the pain of the heart, and I don't mean literal pain, but I mean emotional pain, often brings us to some of our best treasure. This I feel like is an outcome between these two cards, and it's sort of like we still don't know exactly where it's going. Are you going to focus on the pain, or are you going to focus on the treasure and the beauty? And then you have the Emperor. This deck does a lot with, we're just going to call it what it is, some stereotypical takes on things, and there's a lot of appropriation going on here. However, this reminds me of the character that Johnny Depp played in the movie. What was it? Lone Ranger? Okay. But at least this person is like, I'm comfy, sitting right here. And it's an older version of probably this one. Okay. And then we have the Hermit, our little hippie child, going within. And the King of Cups. King of Cups looks like he's about to party. This looks like the King of Cups is usually not a young person, but this is a youthful energy. And he's got gray hair, so yeah, this is not a young kid, but this is someone who still enjoys life and wants to enjoy life. So I think what happens, and what I'm hearing, and what I'm getting, and that aha moment, because this person is good no matter what. And I feel like that person is this person. They're still going to always be centered, grounded. They're going to see the pearl, okay? This is the person in question, the one who's like, me, whatever, not sure what they want, just trying to figure it out, which, you know what, I'm not disparaging that. We've all been there. But then that person decides, I almost feel like kind of running away a little bit. But then they stop, they sit, and they realize it's my life. I got to be in control of my kingdom in whatever size that kingdom might be. It might be this, That person's whole kingdom is on that motorcycle. This person's kingdom could be just on that throne, or it could be the vast majority of whatever that person's looking at. But what ends up happening in the end is the inner King of Cups comes out to play. It doesn't matter how old you are, what keeps you vibrant and youthful, and with the wonderment of this child, what keeps you vibrant is just your attitude and what you feel. Sometimes life has a way of beating you down, but are you going to continually give it the club to keep beating you with? Or are you going to just say no? Be who you are, reclaim, not claim, reclaim yourself, and find your peace. I think it's interesting that we start with these two. You're on very singular paths and kind of walled off in their own way. I have to go check on I don't know who's in the basement right now. One of the cats, they're making a weird noise. But we end with this one. And this is peace and joy and happiness. This is a perfect ending because it's something that they're not worried about anything around them. They're not worried about anything external. They are finding joy. It was Agatha. There she is. Okay. So they are finding their joy. Okay. And we can only do that. We can only do that for ourselves. I feel like this was dragging on a little bit, so I'm sorry about that. But this is a long journey. This feels like a very long journey between the two decks. And I'm asking Spirit to give me the last message about this. Ultimately, when you are true to who you are, what you hold dearest to you, that is when everything else falls into place. That is when you find your truest sense of joy, and that is basically our purpose. Very few people, I think, come in with those huge, striking, like they're going to change the world and find a cure for cancer or whatever, be a world leader. I mean, how many people come in with that kind of purpose, really? And so, and that would be a tough one. You know, that would be tough. But I think for most people, it's just remembering who you are, finding your connection, bringing as much light into the world as possible, and finding happiness and joy. So I guess the final question, and what will help that person in this reading, or that part of the collective who reflects that part of the reading, is how do you go from that Four of Cups and blocking off your happiness, or not even, you don't even know what's going to make you happy, to becoming the King of Cups. That's someone who remembers how to live joyfully. Whereas the woman or the person walking down with the water buffalo, singular purpose, all about purpose, moving into that hermit status and not isolating, but just saying, I don't have to recreate the wheel. I don't have to blaze a trail. I just have to be. And that's a nice place to be. All right, everyone. This is super long. It's going to take a little while to upload. And I am grateful for all of you being here. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Happy 1st of the month. And we will talk tomorrow. Bye, everyone.